Coming off a profitable day, it's time to roll out the weekend slate of bets. We've got some soccer and NASCAR bets for you. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jason Mattis, of course, with Winning Bets, giving you guys free sports picks every single day. And we're on the Friday edition here of Winning Bets. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Once you do get there, maybe you're already there, or maybe you will be there in a few hours once you get up out of work. But I hope you guys have a good time. It's a weird time in sports. Obviously, got no NBA going on right now. I'm not a hockey guy, and I also don't do any college basketball, so a little bit of a downtime, but we still do have soccer. And we got NASCAR's obviously returned. Kickoff of the 2022 season. So we do have some bets to go ahead and roll out this weekend after we, of course, recap yesterday. So let's do that first. How about yesterday's 3-0 Europa League sweep? Who tailed all three of those? You tailed the plus 285 bet with me. Damn, did that sweep feel good. We, of course, got Napoli on that double chance. Fade Barcelona, guys. And this is something that you have to do as a sports bettor, is try and remove like your own personal thoughts and your own personal bias. It's hard to fade Barcelona, but Barcelona is just not the Barcelona that we know. And, if you didn't, let's say fade Barcelona, maybe you didn't tail that Napoli pick. I get it. I mean, how many times have Manchester United burned my cash? It's hard. We've been watching sports for, let's say, I'm 39, for, let's say, 30 years, and we have these thoughts and these, ideas about who people are, but it's hard to remove those when you place bets. You obviously have to do that the best you can and really just bet on what you see today and what the numbers say today. The numbers say Barcelona's bad. Napoli could have gone in there and gotten a result, and that's exactly what happened. So it's just a great cash right there on that Napoli double chance. We also did Sheriff on that double chance. And really, what we talked about yesterday, the only concern was they hadn't played a game since mid-December. That's it. They're first in their league. They had a good Champions League campaign till they got relegated to Europa League. This is a good team. You give me that good team with those odds at home at minus 120 and a double chance, I'm taking that every time. And same thing with that Sheriff team total over 1.5 goals. This isn't like Norwich at home at plus 285. This is a team that's in first place, had a good Champions League, beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. You're giving me their team total at home. That's the kicker. At home, 2 goals at plus 285 for a really good team in Sheriff. Guys, we'll be taking that bet all day long. I would say we'll take it next time, but you don't get that too often. You'll get that with a Norwich at home against whoever in the Premier League. Okay, I'm not going to take that bet because Norwich is terrible, but you give me a team that's in first place, like I said, a good team, plus 285. We'll try and make that bet again, but I doubt we see that bet too often on a home side at plus 285. But just great work right there. The only worry, again, was they hadn't played since mid-December. We didn't let that scare us off. 2 good bets. Overall, we got 3 really good bets there in Europa League. A nice 3-0 sweep right there. So fantastic work. Unfortunately, the NBA didn't go our way. Under 57.5 points in Heat versus Hornets did not work. We needed to go under 67.5 because they scored 67 points. And then that game turned into the snooze fest that we thought the first quarter was, because that game didn't go over its game total, and there were 2 overtimes. So just unlucky. I mean, that game projected to be low scoring. The Hornets have been struggling to score for a couple weeks now. Heat obviously have a really good defense. So obviously, full game total, again, doesn't even go over when there was 2 overtimes. Just got a little bit unlucky that those teams came out hot there in the first quarter and sunk that bet. Andre Drummond did not get a double-double. In fact, he only played 18 minutes. Are you kidding me? He only played 18 minutes. Well, 1 rebound short, 2 baskets short. A little bit unlucky right there, and unlucky for me and you out there personally if you tail it, because I put 2 units on it and ended up coming back in there for another unit. So that one hurt right there. But then we did get a winner from the Hockey Squirrel. How about the Canucks coming through with a 5-4 victory? How about that wild one if you stayed up late night? I saw the box score. The Sharks scored with 1 second left to force overtime. We always talk about the margins of winning and losing are just razor thin. That is a perfect example. They score with 1 second to go, and let's just say the Sharks then go on to win overtime. You were 1 second away from a cash in that scenario, but then the Sharks snatched it away. Thankfully, the Sharks couldn't get the job done in the overtime, and the Canucks were able to get a goal. That would have been a brutal beat. That would have been a brutal beat had we lost that one in overtime to those Sharks. But thankfully, again, the Canucks did come through and got us a good 5-4 victory. So we put money in our pocket today, or yesterday, I should say, at plus 1.03 units. And now positive on the week at plus 0.6 units on the week. All right, guys, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're part of that Europa League sweep, or if you join me on that Canucks money line, hit that like button and let me know. All right, let's go ahead now and get to money making weekend. And like I said in the opener, we've only got soccer bets and we've only got NASCAR bets. So let's just go ahead and run through the soccer bets first. Here we are. We'll first start off in Serie A, going right back to a formula that has certainly worked, but admittedly it has kind of cooled off. I think we've got 2 losses in a row. I think we're just trying to find the best matchup in Serie A that projects a lot of goals, whether that's in terms of recent head-to-heads or in terms of, season-long data. Well, you get the same thing that we got, in previous times when we've made this bet. You got recent head-to-heads that's been cashing. You got teams that are going over 2.5 goals in their home and away. It's Sampdoria, Empoli. Both teams are scoring over 2.5 at -110 over at BetRivers. Empoli's the one where when they played Lazio, we got a cash in 25 minutes. I don't know if we'll get a cash in 25 minutes ago, but we learned from that match that we know Empoli just attacks. They'll likely score goals, and because they just attack, that of course exposes them on their own goal, and they give up goals. So we'll go ahead and take Sampdoria versus Empoli. Both teams are scoring over 2.5 goals at -110 over where do we get that? Over at BetRivers. Over at BetRivers, and that one is in Serie A. Let's switch it over now to the Premier League. Got a couple of bets here in the Premier League, as you can see. Let's do another. Both teams are scoring over 2.5. This time, let's do it in Southampton versus Everton. Both teams are scoring over 2.5, and you can get that at plus money over at FanDuel, so love that right there. It's kind of like Sampdoria and Empoli. You've got teams that are scoring. You got recent head-to-heads as they score, so I like this. Everton's looking better. Obviously, a very nice win over Leeds this past weekend, winning 3-0, and Southampton's been looking good. Beat Tottenham, gave Manchester United all kinds of fits in that 1-1 draw. Maybe could have gotten a win, but it didn't end up happening, but still a fantastic game, and they're doing really good. So, yeah, give me Southampton, Everton. Both teams are scoring over 2.5 at plus 102 over FanDuel. Another bet I like this weekend is Aston Villa team total over 1.5 goals at -128 over at FanDuel. They're going up against Watford. Watford's absolutely terrible. They're on their second manager this season. Watford hasn't won a game since mid-November. They are playing that bad of a football right now. Now you're going to go to Villa, where they've been significantly better at home under Steven Gerrard. We know the playmakers that they have, especially since they brought in Philippe Coutinho from Barcelona on loan. So I like their ability to go up over 1.5 team total goals at -128 over FanDuel. Staying with Villa here, I'm going to go ahead and parlay their draw no bet with Wolves on the draw no bet. I definitely don't see Villa losing at home to Watford. I mean, just talked about Watford. They haven't even won a game since mid-November. I don't see them winning this game. They may get a tie. I don't even think they get a tie. I do think they lose to Villa, but a draw no bet obviously covers us there if there is a draw. And we'll go ahead and parlay them with Wolves on the draw no bet. Wolves are playing just absolutely incredible. And you heard last week's episode of Between the Posts, Matt predicted they would go ahead and beat Tottenham. That's exactly what they did. And beat Tottenham, they look really good. I do not see them losing to Leicester. Leicester just gives up goals. Boy, how many times have we taken a Leicester game and both teams are scoring over 2.5? The answer to that question is a hell of a lot. Yeah, Wolves are going to get some goals past Leicester. I don't see them getting beat. There may be a draw. That would be okay, but I don't see them getting them beat. So let's go ahead and do an Aston Villa draw no bet. Parlay that with Wolves draw no bet. You can get that at plus 103 over at DraftKings. And then one more bet from this weekend's Premier League game. I'm taking Liverpool versus Norwich first half over 1.5 goals at -105. And just like when we did Bayern Munich last weekend against Bochum, don't do team total. Remember, we stayed away from the Bayern team total in the first half. Instead, just did the full game team total, or the full game over there in the first half, and we got a cash. If you would have did Bayern team total, you would have got a loss. Do we expect Liverpool to get both of these goals on Sunday? Yeah, we certainly do expect Liverpool to get them both. But again, if Norwich gets a goal, we want that to count. We want that to contribute and benefit us. So just do Liverpool-Norwich first half over 1.5 goals at -105. Why am I focusing on the first half? Because I'm a little bit nervous that Liverpool can get up, and then they just take the gas off the pedal there in the second half. You know, they're coming off Champions League. Maybe they want to play their guys like 60 minutes and then kind of rest them, coming off a grueling Champions League match in Italy here in midweek. So just nervous about how the second half could play off in terms of Liverpool just backing off just a little bit. They don't just continue pressing and getting goals. So I like certainly their ability to get 2 goals in the first half. Again, I think Liverpool will get both of these goals in the first half for us, but maybe Norwich can help us out and maybe get a goal as well. So give me that Liverpool-Norwich first half over 1.5 goals at -105 over DraftKings. And then, of course, the one in the Bundesliga that we've already talked about and given you guys, Bayern Munich team total over 3.5 goals at -118. Not scared in the slightest that they're maybe having a 2-game slide, you know, getting a draw against Salzburg, getting a loss this past weekend against Bochum. coming back in the league. They need the points, and they're going up against the league worst team in Greuther Furth. This team is just leaky. So I think Bayern will definitely get the job done, and we'll bet it accordingly at team total over 3.5 goals at -118. Vroom, vroom. Let's now turn the attention to NASCAR. And you're saying, NASCAR, whoa, what happened? You said you don't bet the super speedways. Why are we betting the super speedways? Well, I got no NBA going on. Obviously, won't get an NBA bet till next Thursday. That's a really long time of really not betting. Again, I don't bet hockey. I don't bet college basketball, so I got kind of no bets going on. But also, I watched practice the other night. I watched qualifying the other night, and I watched one of the two duels last night. So you just combine that with my just general NASCAR knowledge. I want to take a chance. We know that I stay away from super speedways because I talk about big crashes. There's going to be the big ones, and I don't want to get caught up in that and lose it. Well, hell, let's not think so goddamn negative around here. Maybe the big crash will wipe out all the guys we're going to go ahead and fade, and maybe we'll get easy wins because all our guys will crash out. So, you know what? Everybody knows I sit here and I love NASCAR and I watch it every weekend, so I'm going to go ahead and bet it. I'll put a half unit on each one of these. So that's how I kind of mesh my hey, I'm never going to bet super speedways. It's the big unknown. There's going to be big wrecks with my love of NASCAR, no NBA, want to bet some stuff this weekend, going to be watching the race anyways. I just put a half unit on each. So what are we going to do? Let's do 3 head-to-heads and 1 where it's a spread bet, and I'll explain that when we get to it. All right, so for the 3 head-to-heads, let's go ahead and do Bubba Wallace over Eric Almirola at -110. Let's do Brad Keselowski over Kurt Busch at -105. Let's do Ricky Stenhouse Jr. over Tyler Reddick at -105. And this one, Bubba Wallace plus 3.5 over Austin Dillon at -110. Just like when you bet a spread bet in any other sport, he has to lose by no more than 3, right? So Austin Dillon could finish, 12th, and Bubba Wallace could finish 15th. No worse than 15th in that scenario, and we'd be fine because we get Bubba Wallace plus 3.5. He would obviously then, with the 3.5, have a better finishing position than Austin Dillon. So just like a spread in any other sport, this is the same way. He just needs to not lose by more than 3 spots. I actually think he'll beat Austin Dillon. Bubba Wallace is really good. If you guys want any more justification on this, William and I did our weekly NASCAR show on Monday. It's been up on my channel all week. A lot of you have already checked it out. If you haven't, if you want some justification on these 4 NASCAR bets, we talked about, generally speaking, we talked about all 4 of these drivers on that episode, so you can watch that. And as you can see right there, I got all these bets at DraftKings, just like last season. DraftKings always has the best bets when it comes to NASCAR, so you can find all 4 of those bets over there on DraftKings. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Could we add to it? Of course, we could always add to it. So just make sure to follow me on Twitter. It's at WinningBetsPod. It's at WinningBetsPod. And I will probably bet some more soccer bets. Just kind of need to see some lineups and kind of see some things right there. So just make sure to follow me on Twitter. It's Friday. Go enjoy your weekend. Have a fantastic time. Come back on Monday. We'll count up all this profit and kick off another weekend here of Winning Bets. Enjoy it. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.